Hello, my name is Debbie and I work for Prime Cymru as a development officer. And today I'm catching up with one of my clients from a couple of years ago. Her name is Rebecca and she's the founder of Mrs Makeover, a paint and decorating business in Port Talbot. Welcome, Rebecca. How are you doing today?
Good, thanks, Debbie.
Nice to see you. It's really good to be able to catch up with you. I'm really excited to know how you've been getting on. So Mrs Makeover is doing well, is it?
Yes, doing really well. Doing really well.
Good. You're looking good. You're looking good. And yeah, so what we want to find out today is we've got a lot of people who come through Prime Cymru and they are thinking about starting, their own business or thinking about self-employment as an option. So we've prepared some questions today that might be what people would want to know or hear your side of the experience of what it was like for you. So thinking back, I suppose, to a couple of years ago when you were in the same position as a lot of the people that would be watching this. If you can go back there, I'm sure it's fresh in your mind because it was a challenging time for you, wasn't it?
Very challenging.
Very challenging. So the first question that we've got for you is, so what made you decide to start your own business?
Well, a change of circumstances meant I ended up claiming benefits.
Yeah, you were on universal credit, were you?
I was, yeah, and it threw me under the poverty line. I didn't have enough to pay my bills, let alone buy any food for myself. So
Yeah.
I was really struggling. So I knew I had to do something to change my circumstances. And go on, sorry, Debbie.
So I know that you were part of the job centre and you had a work coach. And
yeah, I did.
They were.
And my work coach told me about Sandfields Business Centre, that they do enterprise days and you can visit and attend these days, meet certain people, and they'll explain to you what's involved in setting up your own business. And so I thought, well, I've got nothing to lose. I went there one day, met a man from Business Sense, Howell Bassett. He explained things to me, and you heard from different people there what's involved to set up business and become self-employed. I was toying with the idea, didn't really think I would probably be where I am now.
I know that when you first turned up there, it's a bit overwhelming because there's a few providers there, isn't there? And lots of information, but where'd you start, isn't it?
Yeah. And there was a lot of people there. It was really good actually, because there's different professionals from different, what can I say, different areas of and organizations. What you need, information that you need, different information you need to become self-employed.
Yeah.
So that's where I met. Sorry, Debbie.
That was where we met.
Yes, it was.
So was that the first time that you'd heard of Prime Cymru?
It was. I'd never heard of it before. It was the first time I'd ever heard of it.
Yes. So I think at that meeting we could have a chat about what we could offer, and also what Howell could offer with Business Wales, and the other providers, and a lot of providers can work together. So, which is great, but it's overwhelming for the people that are involved, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like yourself. But
it was a really good day though. I came in there thinking, this is a route I can look down, but I didn't really think in my heart this is something I'd end up going for. I thought it'd be way too difficult for me, too complicated. But I left there feeling totally different and thinking, this could be a possibility. I could become self-employed.
Yeah.
Especially when I learned about what support Prime Cymru could offer on the mentoring scheme and helping me every step of the way. I thought, well, that's really, that was, what's the word?
You're not on your own with it.
Yeah. That's exactly what I mean.
I suppose with the mentoring, it's a little bit about you having the time to be able to talk to a mentor rather than obviously when you go home and having your family life and everything, your ideas and your dreams are all, you know, involved in other things, other people's dreams and visions, isn't it? So so your journey, going on to question 3, so what have you learned during your journey to become a businesswoman? So you took the plunge and you have started your business, which is called Mrs Makeover.
Yes.
And so Mrs Makeover is it a painting and decorating business? Is that how you describe it?
Yeah.
So on that journey to get in there and registering your business, that's a big one, isn't it? What have you learned?
Wow.
It's a process, isn't it?
It's not easy. It's actually really tough. But if you've got a vision and you really want to go for it, it helps doing something you love doing, because I love painting and decorating. Yeah, it is tough, but you've got to give 100%. You've got to be prepared to make sacrifices. You've got to be prepared to work a lot of hours.
Yes.
And it can take over your life.
Yeah.
You know, it can. It is hard work. It's not easy.
Well, basically, what you're saying there is you've got to be driven, haven't you? You're driven to you are the person that is going to make it happen.
Yeah.
And,
you've got to be prepared to put in before you start getting out, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to give 110%.
So the first hurdle, so going on to question 4, leading us into question 4, the obstacles that come along when you're setting up your business are many, aren't there?
Oh, for me, there was lots. There were lots. I'm trying not to look at my notes. I got a few notes for you.
Yes, and we agreed to make a few notes beforehand, because like going back over your story and revisiting this is, like you say, there were a lot of obstacles. Did you list your obstacles? Did you list them?
I wrote a few things down. I thought, well, you know, in the beginning I had very little money to help with the cost of setting up a business. I had very little money, being on universal credit. There was just no money. So that made it difficult. I did apply for a grant, and but I had to spend the money before I could claim, use the grant. I had to spend the money before I could claim back from the grant. So that money went on tools and equipment, and then I would have access to the grant. So when I had the money back for the grant, it was a slow process, spending approximately £50 a month on tools and equipment for several months. Then I could claim half the expenditure back on the grant. And then the money I had from the grant went towards paying for training, things like asbestos awareness, control of hazardous substances, training for myself. And I also did an NVQ as well.
And it started off with it started off with just a bit of a health and safety course from us, but then tapping into the college. How did you find out about the college?
That was through some business centre again. A lady called Sharon Wyndham. She told me all about it, and we went from there. And I applied and paid for the course, NVQ, and that made me feel better in myself as a professional painter and decorator, because I now have a qualification. So
and at that point, so when you were doing the training, were you also doing your quotes and some work?
Still working, and I would have to be assessed in the workplace to go through the tasks that I had to do for the NVQ. So I would have an assessor come out and see me in work and assess things that I was doing, to have them ticked off.
Yes.
And yeah,
So long days, long,
yeah, hard work.
hard work, lots of learning.
Yeah,
And I know with pricing of jobs and things was a real struggle for you, because
it was
you
because I
had,
didn't have much,
yes, no, you'd done it for
didn't have a
a,
lot of advice on how to price jobs, so I was kind of thrown in the deep end.
yes,
But
like it's more or less turning up and trying to work out how the process would work, isn't it?
yeah,
I know that in the first part of your journey, turning up and people hadn't particularly prepped their room ready for you and things like that, which added your time on, isn't it?
definite, definite.
Yes. So, I
Yeah,
mean, so all of those things are, so you had a vehicle to start with, did you? Um,
yeah. I had a little car, a Polo, and I fitted everything in my little car. I don't know how I did it, but I did. Yeah, and as it was, unfortunately, I had an accident. A lady crashed into me, and it turned out I've got a van now, so it's all gone in my favour. So
yes. So out of the
more room for
adversity
my
became a
tools and equipment.
positive.
Yeah, yeah,
So, yeah, so there are lots of obstacles along the way, isn't there? And obviously
definitely.
you have a home life and, um,
Yeah,
balancing starting a new business up and home life. Obviously you have dabbled in the social media on Facebook
yes,
and update on a regular basis, because I watch watch your pictures and updates, and I think you're doing well with that, aren't you? So that
yeah.
has that helped with
I feel
getting
really,
business?
I feel really fortunate that I've had plenty of work coming my way, and I've had repeat clients having repeat work done. So I am building a nice little client base. So,
Yes.
but I'm really fortunate that they've come to me for
Yes.
for me to do their work. So I feel
So,
really lucky.
yeah. And obviously a major obstacle for you this year has been that there has been this unprecedented pandemic.
Yeah,
Just as you were
yeah.
starting, just as you were getting on your feet, just as you were building your client base, how did that feel, Rebecca?
Really worrying. Really worrying. Um, yeah, the first lockdown, same as everyone, we were all terrified. Didn't work for 3 months. So I had no wage coming in for 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a worrying time, but it is what it is what it is, unfortunately. You know, we couldn't,
But I,
there's no
but I,
control, I had no control.
so but you had to
So
come up with a diversify your business into how do I get moving again, isn't it? I suppose.
yeah,
And thank
yeah,
goodness your loyal clients were out there
yeah,
and still eager to support you,
yeah,
which is great.
very fortunate, very fortunate. Yeah.
So looking back over your first couple of years as an owner of your own business, do you have a proudest moment, or do you have any memories of several?
I
Or
do have a proudest moment. Yeah, I do. My proudest moment was being nominated for the Prime Cymru Business Award for yourself, Debbie. The fact that you thought I was worthy of such an award, I felt truly humbled. But then to find out later on that I had won the award, I'm just checking my notes, excuse me. Find out later on I'd won the award, I couldn't believe it. It was so overwhelming.
yes,
To think to think I'd receive an award from His Royal Highness Prince Charles, I couldn't believe it. But it was really nice knowing that you had seen how much work I had put into getting this to work for me.
yeah.
You saw, where I started off, and it's still hard and still challenging, but if you'd said 2 years ago I was going to be where I am now, I probably would have doubted it, but
I
it
think
is.
I think you said something to me that really hit me hard. We were coming back in the car from from your award ceremony, and you had the award on your lap, and you said, gosh, Debbie, when I first met you, I don't think I ever thought that I could have gone into business, let alone get to this stage. Do you remember saying
that's
that?
true. That's true. I still pinch myself now, to be honest. I do still pinch myself now.
Yeah.
You know, I still, you know, but I don't regret. Don't regret it. Even though it's hard, it has been hard, and it's going to be hard. And you know, any business to run, especially with everything that's going on with COVID, is challenging for all businesses right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I feel really fortunate. I do.
And that's the thing, really. Do you have any advice for anybody out there who are in that position of they've ended up on universal credit, or they are out of work currently, or maybe furloughed, and are thinking about something different, something that they used to enjoy doing, something that they're good at? Just like you did, you had this in the background all along, even when you used to work, you used to do this as a hobby or do this for friends and family for free, didn't you? So have you got any advice for anyone that's where you were, or are they now? Do you have any advice at all to tell them? You know?
Sorry, it froze then. The screen froze. Yeah, if there's something you really enjoy doing or something you're passionate about, and you're thinking about it, give it a go. Give it a go.
So what you say when I know your circumstances back then, and I know how hard it was to feed the family, keep going on the benefit system, and a lot of people think, oh gosh, I have to have lots of money to start my own business. Would you think that's what's your viewpoint?
I had no money. I had no spare money. I was on benefits. I didn't have money to eat, let alone money aside to set up with the costs of running a business, setting up a business. When I decided I am going to give this a go, I actually borrowed £100 off a friend and went and bought some rollers and trays and paintbrushes, and that's how I started. As I started earning, every job I had, some of that money would go towards more tools, more paintbrushes, or better paintbrushes and better equipment.
Yes.
It was really hard, and it doesn't come overnight. You know, I was doing that for months. I'm probably still doing that.
Yeah. I remember when you had your I remember when you had your dust extractor. Is that the one? It was quite a major stepping stone.
That cost quite a few weeks worth of work, that did. And yeah, I bought that last summer. Yeah. So to be able to buy you know, a top of the range tool for a professional painting and decorating, I'm just, you know, you can get there. Yeah, you can get there.
Yeah, and you appreciate it so much more, don't you? Because you know that you've done the work without it, and now this is going to make your job so much easier.
And I worked hard to save for that, you know.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I made sacrifices for that. So it is doable. If you know, if you've got the drive and something you really enjoy doing, go for it. It's worth it.
Yes. So what do you think the future holds for Mrs Makeover? Just to close on, what's your future looking like?
Hopefully, expansion. Even though it's difficult right now with everything that's going on, with the virus and the lockdowns, but hopefully I'm hoping one day not too far away that I can employ an apprentice.
Yes, so, I know that has always been something that you've aspired to, isn't it? And I know that's
ideally it would have happened by now, but with everything that's happened the last year, it's just not viable to do it at the moment. It's not. So maybe in the future, when all this is settled down, definitely looking into employing an apprentice.
Exactly. I know, and I think you're going to get there. And I know how you know you're successful. Your client base is growing. isn't it? So like word of mouth,
Yes.
I suppose that's how a lot of people, recommendations from your clients are the best form of, either repeat business or new business for you. And basically, there's not a lot of huge advertising that you do. You just literally keep your Facebook updated,
Yeah,
and your
yeah,
clients are referring on, are they?
yeah, that's right. It's just my Facebook page. I don't have a website. Not saying I won't in the future, but the Facebook page has given me, most of what I needed. I haven't had to go around with leaflets and things. I do have business cards, but
Yeah.
Facebook has been my main source of getting work. And I'm lucky I got quite a few people who share my posts as well, or like
Exactly.
them, and it all gets your name out there.
Absolutely.
Facebook's a good tool to get your name out there.
Yeah. Are you enjoying it?
I am.
Good.
I love doing what I do. It is hard work. It is hard graft, but I do, I love doing it. I knew to go into business, I have to do something that I really, really enjoy doing. So,
Because it
here I
doesn't
am.
stop. It doesn't stop when you finished at night. You come home and then you've got the paperwork and the.
I come home, I'm usually washing out paint equipment that I've been using that day, and then I sit down and have a cup of tea. Sometimes then I'm opening messages from potential clients who are getting in touch, want quotes done for work in their homes. Some nights I'm out doing quotes. I come in from work, wash my painting equipment, and back out doing quotes. Sometimes on the weekend as well. It is it is constant, but
It's full on. Yeah.
it is.
No. Well, thank you very much, Rebecca, for just, it's lovely for me to be able to catch up with you anyway. But I think you're such an inspiring person to have started your business and gone through the setback of the pandemic and pulled yourself back out again. The skills and things that you've learned of how to get yourself back out there, and the tenacity and the motivation to keep yourself going in this time, let alone normal times, is very inspiring to people out there who are thinking about doing this as an option. So I'm really pleased to have
Thank
got
you, Debbie.
and really found this very interesting for me to just to know where you're at, and I can see great things for you in the future.
Great, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. So we're always looking for growth business as well as in Prime Cymru. Not only business startups, but obviously businesses that grow. That's something that we do keep in touch with our clients and find out how that's going. And like you say, your vision to grow with an apprentice and have some help on board will be a great thing.
Definitely.
Thank you very much, and thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Debbie. Thanks.